my winners. I told you this week was stock full of information. I love today as well. Monday we talked about characters and setting. Tuesday we talked about understanding conflict or problem to resolution in an author's story. Now today we're going to talk about questioning. We need to be good questioners. In fact, quite often the questions can almost be more important than the answers. Think about discoveries in medicine. If someone hadn't questioned how things could be different or how something could be improved, we might not have some of the medicines we have. If a candle was still the only way for us to have light, someone questioned and discovered kerosene, and someone discovered the use of oil, and someone discovered electricity. Think of all the inventions. They come from people asking questions. They come from people wanting to know more. And I can promise you this, I think one of the main reasons, or one of the many reasons of why I wanted to become a teacher, is because I can remember clearly in 5th grade when my science teacher, whose name shall not be mentioned, asked for all of us to write any questions we had down on a piece of paper, anything that we would want to learn. And my question as a 5th grader was, because I'm kind of dreamy and artsy, my question was, how big is the sky? How big is the sky? Well, I thought that was a great question. And the very next day in class, she gets up in front of us, because we were all in a row, and she points out my question, and she ridicules, she belittles my question by saying, it wasn't a lot, but it was enough for me as a little kid to go, oh my goodness, she's talking about my question, I'm not going to ever ask another question. Well, luckily, not all teachers are like my 5th grade science teacher, and there is value to questions. Do you realize we start off as little kids wanting to ask questions? How many of you have ever played the game 20 questions? Or how many of you have ever said, guess what? I was in with the kindergartners the other day, and a little boy immediately said, guess how old I am? And so I pretended and played with him, and all around us, no, guess again, no, guess again. Little kids love guessing games. I remember playing a fun guessing game with my sister with the M&Ms. We'd be on a road trip, and she'd pour some in her hand, and I got to guess the colors. And if you guessed the color right, then you got those M&Ms. If you didn't, then she got it. So we had fun playing guessing games. Guessing games are great. They get our mind imagining and creating and wondering. And there's magic in wondering. So when we ask questions, we need to get in the habit of keeping some thinking stems in there. And I love they call them thinking stems, because stems represent a plant growing. And we want our questions to grow. Now, not questions we can go easy find the answer ourselves. We don't want someone to spoon feed us, but we want wonder questions, those deeper level questions. Things when we say, I wonder, or what if, or why? I'm not really sure that, I don't know. Or that part confused me. I wonder if they did something else. Do you see how these are thinking stems for us to branch off in our thinking? This is where reading is truly language arts. It is an art. There's no right or wrong to your thinking as long as you're thinking. And then you could think maybe, well, how could a character make a difference? Or how could a character doing one thing affect another? Questioning, going deeper with your thoughts. So we're going to experiment a little bit with two things. I want to share something with you. I love to collect rocks. I don't collect as many as I used to. Now I'm kind of particular. I collect heart-shaped rocks or very, very very special. I collect these. And if you were here, I can show you even closer. These may not look like much on the camera, but in real life, I think they're absolutely gorgeous. These are called rose rocks. These are called rose rocks. Now, if you were with me, and I was passing these around, and I would because I would trust you, they are my treasures. I leave them here in the classroom. They mean so much to me. I share them with you. And I know that you would treat them carefully if you were passing them around. Why would Mrs. Wilson collect rose rocks? What makes those rose rocks so special? I want you to create a list of 3 to 5 questions about the rose rocks. What questions come to your mind when I share with you and I show you my rose rocks? What questions are coming to your mind as I show you my rose rocks? Aren't they pretty? Aren't they neat? So replay the video if you need to, and then respond on the seesaw slide with your questions for me. There's so much more that I could tell you about my rose rock experience and why I collect them, but guess what? I'm not going to yet. Not until I read some of the great questions that you begin wondering, why in the world does Mrs. Wilson collect rose